Let me call up the colonel of the Providence Police, who commands the 450 police officers. This isn't easy, as the mayor said. This wasn't all in one car. This took courage, this took intelligence, and this took experienced officers, and sometimes not so experienced officers that just have a knack of identifying who may be carrying weapons. These are all crime guns. This is what we're going for. We're not going for all the guns that are out in America, which may be 350 million. These are crime guns, and all these guns and any of the shell casings are being dumped into a national database so they can be analyzed. Our shell casing seized here last week or this weekend may come from the same gun that was used in another shooting in this country, perhaps regionally as well. So the detectives, you know, for the past months, we've had that system, but now it's really robust with the Attorney General purchasing an access point to feed into this NIBIN system that the ATF manages. So we can connect and use technology to bring those people that are shooting or possessing guns and tie it to other crimes. So without further ado, let me ask the colonel to say a few words about the seizure and then license plate readers and anything related to our efforts in trying to prevent violence rather than have to investigate violence. Colonel?
Commissioner and Mayor, thank you. And up front, I'll say, Mayor, thank you for your foresight and fortitude to move forward with some technology in the best interest of public safety, in the best interest of police officer safety. This is a national phenomena, national epidemic with gun violence. It absolutely is a public health issue. We speak about it all the time. You'll hear talking heads speak about it all the time. And we say we have a lot of challenges in our community, and this is one of our biggest ones as to the safety and security of our community. And with these challenges, we always say we'll never be able to arrest our way out of these challenges, these individual public health challenges in our community. A snippet of it, a small portion of it, is enforcement, is on the law enforcement side. And this is what you see. And this wasn't really one weekend, this was in a span of 8 hours. So in a span of 8 hours, members, young women and men in the Providence Police Department seized 9 firearms, predominantly by patrol officers. There was one by the Violent Crime Task Force, which comes under the command of the major and the captain, and the major and the captain will lead a team to follow up on all of these incidents and all of these guns. And as the commissioner states, you know, we use technology now to follow up on ballistics, NIBINs. We will trace all of these guns, and I'd be shocked if one or several of these guns do not come back to another incident in this city. So we rely on that it's a community challenge. We're not going to be able to arrest our way out of it. There's a whole set of resources that need to come into play to prevent young women and men in this community from being further harmed. We say all the time, you know, predominantly on both sides, and when there's a shooting involved, they know each other on both sides of the barrel. There's familiarity with shooter and victim. Today's shooter is tomorrow's victim. Today's victim is tomorrow's shooter. That's, by and large, that is absolutely true. So what I will say is these incidents on the guns begin at 6:41 p.m. on Saturday night. That was the first gun arrest. And they go on to 8:47, 11:09 p.m., midnight, 1:30 in the morning to 2:30 in the morning. So they start at about 4 o'clock and they end at 2:30. 9 incidents with a gun apprehension during that time. During that same period of time, on that Saturday night, Providence Police contended with 13 major incidents in this city. So it's just one of those nights through my career, through the major and captain's career, we've seen some of these nights where it goes off the hook, and we've been doing fairly well in this city. And but for the seizure of these 9 guns, this could have been a really bad headline in the city of Providence. And so I cannot praise the men and women of the Providence Police Department enough. As the commissioner states and the mayor states, this takes bravery, courage, intelligence-led policing, predictive policing. It's more surgical in approach. You're not just getting these guns by happenstance. And these are not easy arrests. These arrests are, when I tell you, for the by and large, they're not, okay, you got me, I'm under arrest, I'll put the handcuffs on. No, they're foot chases. There may be safe motor vehicle pursuits where necessary to get that gun or guns. Some of these, there were more than 1 guns on that incident. One incident had 2 guns seized. Another incident had 3 guns seized. But tremendous work by the rank and file, predominantly those in uniform. I can't praise them enough. And it's a tough environment out there. And we're seeing a lot of, at our crime scenes, we're seeing more guns on an individual scene. We're seeing more shell casings on an individual scene. And as well, as I just alluded to, in certain cases, we're seeing more gun apprehensions at an individual scene. It will take more in the city than the Providence Police to get a handle on this. And I think, as we always do, we use evidence-based policing strategies all the time, and we use best practices all the time. And some things I think we can think about, and certainly behind the scenes we'll look to deploy, reaching out to our partners in the nightclub area. A lot of these incidents emanate from nightclubs in this city. And it's easy to say, oh, it happened in a parking lot, it happened down the street, when we know those individuals have entered your club and left your club and gone to either the parking lot or to another club and fired shots. We're extremely lucky on this that we didn't have several victims and at least 1 fatality. But we'll be looking to reach out to our nightclub partners and really tighten this up, get a better handle on this to prevent further violence. But great work, and again, the mayor talked about how we normally seize between 120 and 140. Last year was a banner year like I've never seen in my whole career, 210. We are now outpacing that number of 210 with 103 as we sit here today. We've used several forms of technology to increase efficiencies, and that's why we're exploring the LPRs. I think it can be very helpful as it pertains solely to crime. So we continue to explore that, and I think it can be helpful to the public safety and to police officer safety. Thank you.